Hey, welcome back to another video, and this is a paid request from Lucas. Sorry if it may take a while to get to some of your others, like the Pirates of the Caribbean commentary. I know it's a pretty long film, so I need to make sure I have free time so I don't get interrupted and stuff. And I know that there's other stuff. I'll get to them as soon as I can, but I've not forgotten them. I've written them down. But I figure I know you and your mom had requested this, and I figure I could at least do this for now. So don't worry, I have the other stuff written down. Thank you, Lucas and his mom, being very kind and generous. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. And for those interested in requesting any type of reviews, movie review, re-review, tier list, ranking, video game playthrough, commentary, reaction, random thoughts, whatever the case, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a Cash App. Links are down below in the info box, and I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. And for those who sent them, thank you. And as you can tell, this is a hell of a tier list. But he did send a good chunk of money, so I figured that's fine. And I figured the best way I will do it is to go backwards. Because sometimes it's hard to like, okay, what's a movie I think is the best and a movie I think is great. Oh, do I love it? Do I like? So let's get to, it says great, good, watchable, okay, and bad. Let's get to the bad ones first. Because I figured that'd be easier to do. So we go through all this. And so far I liked these movies. Some I liked, some I love. And we get to the make. So that's the first in the bad quality. I know some people like this film. I was very disappointed. I was even more disappointed when for a request, I listened to the audio novel. I mean, it was a novel, but I listened to the audio version because that was what the request. And some of the ideas they had, like the lead character being stuck in the bottom of the ocean and seeing this kind of bioluminescent shark. Like the way it was described, I'm like, wow, that would look really cool if done right and not like a Sci-Fi Channel movie. And like the ending, he's inside the shark and going through the inner canals of the shark to get to like its, what's it like, its beating heart or something? I'm like, wow, that looked like more viscerally gripping ending than what it got here. And instead, this is a movie where the shark barely does anything. Like, the shark doesn't, for considering it's a megalodon, it seemed like it should have done a lot more chaos than it really did. That's just the way I look at it. That's just the way I deem it. So, that and the sequel were disappointing. So, that one, I think could have been fun. Now, honestly, I'm not really big on these films, the Journey to the Center of the Earth films. I think at one point I would say they're watchable, okay, but at the same time, I never watch these films. I never do. I'm not big on these films. Brendan Fraser, I'll watch The Mummy, I'll watch Encino Man, I'll watch films like that. Hell, I'll watch, what was the one he did with the monkey bone? I'd rather watch that. Airheads. But Journey to the Center of Earth, I think if I ever did review it, I'd probably say it's the more I think about it as time went on, I'm like, all the CGI and stuff. I mean, part of me wants to put these as watchable, but like these films don't make me as angry as something like The Maid. But again, I think as I'm watching, I'm like, same with Journey 2 with The Rock. I'm like, hey, this is watchable, it's there. It doesn't make me mad. I don't know, maybe I should put them as watchable. You know what? Yeah, I'll just put it, I'll put it as watchable. Like, I mean, they're not films I love, but there's kind of like background noise. They're both films that I like some of the cast members. and they're harmless. It doesn't do anything to make me too mad, and I'll put them on that. Watchable is like, again, if they were like background noise. Dude, I thought about that because like this one, Anacondas, Hunt for the Blood Orchid, I'm not a fan of. I like the first one, which is on this list. I don't like the second one. I saw it in the theater. I was disappointed. It was lame. It was boring. I didn't really care for the lead characters. I think the cast was a big step down from the first one, and it was not that exciting. I remember a boat going over a damn waterfall in CGI, or CGI enhanced. That's like the most I remember out of that damn movie. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Anaconda's Hunt for the Blood Orchid. Which, yes, that was in the theater, and sadly I saw in the theater. And it sucks. Jurassic World, I'm not a fan of. Him riding his motorcycle with dinosaurs like his fucking Dino Riders. Dino Riders, which I remember those commercials. You ain't Dino Riders, alright? Blue, I don't give a fuck about Blue or the Blue Man Group. I don't give a fuck about Blue. I don't give a fuck about a lady running from a T-Rex, but she's in her fucking high heels. It just, there's elements that copy from the first film. Two kids in a vehicle, and the dinosaur coming through, and the glass is protecting them. Repeat shit like that, which was annoying and obvious. I like Chris Pratt, but not because of those films. In fact, there's probably only one so far I didn't mind. The rest, not so much. The dinosaur that's camouflaged, and then they rip off a fucking scene from Aliens. I mean, pretty much like all the monitors and shit. I'm like, oh, I've seen this in Aliens. So it can make yourself invisible, but it doesn't do it during a battle, which you think would be helpful. Team Dawn 2005, never liked it. It's a 3-hour movie where it takes an hour to get to the fucking island. Adrian Brody and I thought him and the girl, I forget her damn name. I don't think they had much chemistry. Jack Black was annoying. I wanted his character to die. And then 3 hours to get to King Kong ice skating. Like he's on a fucking date. Like it's a Disney Channel film. I don't need the girl wants a monkey pole. I don't need to see King Kong dancing like it's the Ice Capades. I thought that was fucking stupid. And dumb. X-Men Origins Wolverine was pretty bad. You have a Wolverine movie and you let people down that way. You make it this lame PG-13 where the story wasn't that great, the villains weren't that great. Like Sabretooth wasn't too bad, but the action scenes were not that memorable. Deadpool, that was completely wasted. Gambit, I hate the Gambit that they put in that. I thought it was a lame version of Gambit. The special effects wasn't really that great, especially some of the scenes with the claws. They looked really cheap and phony, which I don't know how that could be with that big of a budget, but it did. Cool opening with the montage through history of them going through all the wars, but it was tame, it was pussified. I thought it was dog shit. So I'm looking through these. The first Amazing Spider-Man, I'm not a fan of. The second film grew on me. I'll admit, the second film grew on me. The first one, I don't care for the suit. I thought the lizard... I know its design is meant to be... I know what they meant with the design. It's meant for the earlier comics. I always liked the design better when Todd McFarlane and them attached themselves to the character, where it was much more of a snout. It just looked more intimidating and more threatening. Here, the go back to the old, it wasn't as threatening. I thought Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy, those characters had some good chemistry. But, the ending, which got ripped off for that 2014 Ninja Turtles film, I thought the ending was kind of meh. I don't know. I'm not a fan of The Amazing Spider-Man. It's been forever since I've seen it, to be honest. But I remember the sequel, again, the second one grew on me. You know what? People get pissed at me. I don't care. I don't like the first Spider-Man movie. I just don't think it holds up. I don't think it holds up. I don't. I know one guy got butthurt about it, and you like cheesy movies. No, I don't like the first Spider-Man. I'm not the only one that thinks it hasn't held up. If other people feel differently, that's fine. I don't care. This is not my boggle. You have your own opinion. But I don't like the fucking first Spider-Man. I saw it in the theater. I liked it because, wow, Spider-Man finally got a live-action film. I like the song Hero. But I don't like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I think when he tries to tell a joke, the few times he does, it fails. The special effects don't hold up the best. I know they did what they could. Willem Dafoe, he's hamming it up. I don't like his suit. His suit does look like a cheap Power Ranger knockoff. I think some of the lines are purposely made to be very, very campy. Very campy. It's a very campy film. And if people like the campiness of it, that's fine. I like Macho Man Randy Savage's cameo. There's elements I like, but it's a hard movie to watch for me because it's just so damn campy. And there are films I like that are campy that the second film I could deal with. The first one, no. I know people disagree, that's fine. Attack of the Clones, not a fan of. And honestly, Revenge of the Sith, I think it's gotten worse with age. At least for me. For me. Because Attack of the Clones I always thought sucked. I always thought the story was lame. I thought the effects were lame. The whole ending where it's like all the fucking insets around them. The love story sucked ass. And then Revenge of the Sith, I liked Obi-Wan. Here's the thing, when I saw it in the theater, I didn't mind it. It's being like a bit darker. But here's the thing, I don't like the story. And that's what I kind of realized with the prequels. With this, I don't give a shit about how Anakin became Darth Vader. You know where it's going, so there's no twists and turns. The no is really fucking stupid. There's so much goddamn CGI. And that final lightsaber battle, the whole fucking world, at least in Phantom Menace, the setting they used was much more appropriate for the eyes. Here, it really did look like one giant video game. The love story still sucks. Hayden Christensen still sucks as Anakin. He does. I don't care. I mean, people go, well, what about the new Star Wars? Yeah, the new Star Wars films suck ass. They do. I'd rather watch Revenge of the Sith than any Disney Star Wars film. I still think Revenge of the Sith sucks. It's not that good of a movie. And I've gone back to forth where it's like, oh, with the new Star Wars, I'll give this a pass. No, I don't need to give any fucking film a pass. Fuck that shit. I'm too old, and ain't worth it. The only prequel I can get into is Phantom Menace. Jack and the Beanstalk, I don't remember a damn thing about it other than it being lame and boring as fuck, with a lot of CGI. I'm trying to remember some of these films here. Just some of these films I don't remember, or I haven't seen in forever. Not sure I see any. Like Barnyard. I don't even remember anything about Barnyard. or Coraline. Yeah, I don't remember. Some of these might be just the okay watchables, because like some of them I don't remember. So what would be, let's go to best, like the best of the best, favorites of all time. Happy Gilmore will be in there. It's my favorite Adam Sandler film. I think the film is funny. I've seen clips of Happy Gilmore too. It makes me pissed. It looks like dog shit. I'm not surprised, but goddamn, the clips I see of the sequel was the absolute fucking. If a cup of dog piss was thrown in your face. But Happy Gilmore 1, I like the bits with him and Carl Weathers. I think a lot of the bits with him on the golf course are very funny. I think when he gets pissed, it feels genuine and natural and rather entertaining. Quite like it. It's a very fun movie. Very fun film. Happy Gilmore is hilarious. Crocodile Dundee, I like the sequel, but the first one is my favorite. I adore Crocodile Dundee. I think it's a great fish out of water. Fuck that cut that they did where they cut shit out because it's too offensive because we're PC pussies. I will never buy that cut. It's sad because the Blu-ray or whatever has apparently special features. Well, I guess I'm not watching them because I'm not paying money for that shitty cut. But the first film, Paul Hogan, Linda Kozlowski, they pretty much fell in love during the making of the film. You just see their chemistry. There's a lot of very memorable, entertaining bits. And I can't go in depth because there's a ton of these movies and I'd be here for 3 hours. But I love Crocodile Dundee. It's a favorite of mine. Love it. Twister, I always enjoy that film. I like the effects of the tornado. Bill Paxton and Linda Hunt, I think, do a really good job. It's cool to see people like Phil Seymour Hoffman and Cary Elwes and Alan Ruck from Ferris Bueller's Day Off to be in the supporting role. I think the action scenes are still entertaining. I think the camaraderie of the team is still fun. I still like Twister. Jaws is a classic. One more to be said, is the absolute classic. When I worked at a video store, we could only show PG films, and that's the PG film I would show all the time. I just skipped the opening with all the screaming of the girl, and people are like, oh yeah, Jaws, you know. This is a classic. Great cast, great monster, great dialogue, it works. Tremors, love Tremors, I love it to death. I've praised Tremors all the time. It's so much fun, Tremors. What more could be said about Tremors? I have it on the Arrow video release. I love the cast. Kevin Bacon, Fred Ward, Michael Gross. It has a great script. It has very funny dialogue, very likable characters, cool looking creatures. Pretty much all you want in a movie. Oh, there's great. I'm trying to think like all time, like favorites of all time. Some of these I really, really do like. Like I really do like. Tremors 2 Aftershocks. I think it's a very solid sequel. I think it's a very worthy sequel. I love that Fred Ward came back. I love the addition of the Shriekers. I think it's one of the best. It's the best direct-to-video sequel of all time, in my opinion. It's so much fun. It's so enjoyable. And I got to be the star of it, thanks to Lucas. So, come on. I gotta have Tremors 2 in there. See, a lot of these films I do like. You know what? I like the fourth Indiana Jones, but I'm going to put like the first three in the best. And I like the fourth one, but the Indiana Jones trilogy, I think it's a fantastic trilogy. Great adventure films, exciting, thrilling. I like the stories in each one. Karen Allen is a sweetheart. I love the stuff between him and Sean Connery in the third film. I love the darkness of the cult stuff in the second film. Stellar action sequences, the minecart chase. I love all the traps Indy goes through in Last Crusade. The truck chase scene in the first film, the boulder scene. Just three absolute classics. RoboCop. How can you go wrong with RoboCop? Same with the Terminator. RoboCop and the Terminator. How can you go wrong with those two? They're classics. Dead or Alive, You Come With Me. RoboCop and the Terminator are just awesome films. Can't go wrong with those. Hard to go wrong with those. That's hard because I'll put so many damn films here. Just ones that sticking out. I'll get back to this. Back to the Future. The first one's my favorite of the three. I think it's a very interesting story with really well developed characters. That's something you almost not relate to, but you could think about. Like, what would it be if you met your parents? That'd be kind of cool. That'd be kind of. Well, would it be cool? Would it be neat? Would it be scary? Would it be freaky? Would it be. It just gives you a bit of food for thought. So, I do quite like Back to the Future. Good sense of humor. Well directed by Robert Zemeckis. I gotta put this stuff up here. I'm just seeing because I know some of this down below that I know I'll be putting up there, so sound like I know some of this other stuff's going to be here. I mean, come on, Predator 2, Predator 1, Alien. Hard to go wrong with those movies. I've talked about Predator 2 countless times. Love Danny Glover, love the cast, love the urban jungle setting. I think it's one of the most underrated sequels of all time. The first Predator, my favorite Arnold film, classic 80s action. Alien, great sci-fi movie, horror movie, rich with atmosphere, especially the inner holes of the Nostromo. Excellent creature. I mean, hard to go wrong with Alien. Wall-E, one of my favorites animated films of all time. I think it's a very beautiful story with characters that don't really talk a whole lot. Eve or Wall-E. But yet, I'm able to get a hint of what these type of characters are. I think it's a beautiful looking movie. It's a very sweet, heartfelt film in my opinion. Aladdin, easily one of my favorite animated films of all time. Had to put that in there. Love Aladdin. God, it's tough. Like, tough. God, that's tough. There are films I do like. The first Star Wars, I think, is the best Star Wars. I think it captured that charm, that magic. Jurassic Park, it'd be egregious to leave that out. I like Jurassic Park. I think it's a very solid film. Deep Blue Sea, fuck yeah, I like Deep Blue Sea a lot, actually. I liked it quite a bit. I think it's one of the best shark films. I think it's a very entertaining shark film. Yeah, the CGI isn't the best, but man, there's a lot of very solid action set pieces. I really like Thomas Jane and LL Cool J in the film. I think Rush Hour. I think Deep Blue Sea is a lot of fun. I always like Rennie Harlin as a director. Always did. And this is in no ranking. I'm just putting them in the best. God, it's tough. You know what? I gotta put the first Batman in there. I gotta put Home Alone in there. Those are great movies. I really like the first Rush Hour. Rush Hour 1 and 2 I do quite enjoy. I think the two work so well together and they have such great chemistry with each other. I think they're a lot of fun together. I know for some people there's at least one movie you're going, how come you're not putting in there? I know there is, but, you know, I do like the film. I can always go back to it. Like, for example, I forgot one to put in the bad category. The Lost World. I'm not a fan of The Lost World. I think that's a step down of a sequel. I don't think Jeff Goldblum was used as well as he could have. And overall, I don't know. I'm just not big on it, like it for other people. I could always go back to stuff. So there's great and good. So I have to remember great and good. A film. There's the great category and the good category. So I have to differentiate. Again, this is just spur of the moment. This is just me, my feelings on it. Just great. What would great be? Great would be, it's almost like a. Willy Wonka deserves to be on there. Rest in peace, Gene Wilder. That film has a lot of magical charm to it. Wizard of Oz, just the techniques they put into that was such an older film. Definitely give the respect it deserves. Yes, Terminator 2. It's just that was never my favorite because I like the tone and horror feel of the first one more. Of that character. Don't mean of all characters, don't mean of all franchises, I just mean of that franchise. I love that so much in the first film. I'm like, oh, okay, you know, but I did it. It's a very good film. It's a technical achievement. Great cast. It is a great movie. I think also there would be Arnold films I like more. The Running Man, Commando, even End of Day, and then people get mad at me. How come you like them more? Because, no, they wouldn't let me explain. So it's not the movie's fault, it's just that with personal, which is what these lists are. All of these lists that people make are based on their personal experiences, their taste. There's not one grandiose, this is the best, this is how the tier. Unless God wants to make one, but God don't give a shit. So it's all based on just it being kind of ruined a bit from personal experience and being used and talked about and repeated all the time. But I do think it's a great movie. Jumanji, one of my favorite Robin Williams films. Yes, CGI doesn't hold up the best, but it was great to see Robin in an adventure story. I love the setup of the game and all the different creatures. Some pretty good practical effects in there. I thought the two kids worked well. It was cool to see people like David Alan Grier in there. Very fun adventure. I loved Robin and Bonnie Hunt. I think those two worked very well in that movie. The Rundown, I think, is Dwayne The Rock Johnson's best film. I think it's his best movie. I really do. Christopher Walken, it was cool to see him as the bad guy. I do quite like The Rundown. God, there's a lot I could put on here. Shaun the Dead, I'm going to put in the best. I think that's a very well done horror zombie comedy. I do. I think it's very well done. You know what? People get mad at me. I like Anaconda. I don't care. I like Anaconda. I like the setting. I like the cast. I think the practical effects look fun in a charming B-movie way. I think Jon Voight is entertaining and over the top as the villain. He's a campy character that I actually do enjoy. And I remember seeing it in the theater, getting a kick out of it. I actually do like the first Sonic quite a bit. I do. The Goonies, can't go wrong. And some of these I may go back to. Again, this is just a way to pick these out. I mean, the first Sonic was surprising. It was surprisingly good. It was better than I thought it would be. The Goonies, classic. Love the cast of characters in that. I don't give a fuck. Team of the Crystal Skull and Godzilla 1998 is hated, but god damn it, I had fun with those movies. Team of the Crystal Skull has its issues, too much CGI, but you know what? I like the MacGuffin of the aliens. I like Shia LaBeouf. I love Karen Allen in the film. It was great to see those two characters get married, Indiana and Marion. I like the action sequences. I thought I had that fun sense of adventure, and I'm going to stick up for it because I think the film's a bit underrated. Godzilla 1998, I think if that film was called Reptilian or some other title, I don't think it would be as hated as much. As a Godzilla fan, hardcore fans, I could see their point at being angry at the film. I really can. But I still think it's a fun, bona fide, big old monster movie with some good, cool special effects and model work. I like Matthew Broderick in the film. I especially like John Reno in the film. Consco Island I thought was really a nice surprise. I really do like that film. The Punisher I saw in the theater. That was a great experience. I could do without him, like, a little bit of the manipulation where he, like, moved a fucking fire hydrant. I do wish there was a bit more action, but I think Thomas Jane did a great job as the Punisher. I think there was some good brutal moments, like when he kills a guy with the paper cutter. And like Coastal Island, there's some brutal moments with the spider killing the guy, and then you have that one shot that looks like something out of Cannibal Holocaust. And I don't know why I keep thinking Scarlett Johansson's in that film. It's what, Brie Larson? I always kept thinking I said that one time when I ranted on my 2025 films. It's like, it's not Scarlett Johansson, it's Brie Larson. I'm like, aren't they the same person? They're not the same? You're telling me they're not the same? I don't believe you. But despite that, I do like Constant Island. I know that's one of the films he wants me to review, which I'll do that when I can. The first Iron Man, still one of the better Marvel movies. Robert Downey Jr., that was his big comeback, and he did a great job with it. The Mummy, the first one, is a lot of fun. I do like The Mummy. I think that's a very entertaining adventure movie. Rio Bravo is a very good It's a great western. It's one of, I think, John Wayne's best movies. I really do believe that. Back to the Future 2 was my favorite of the three as a kid. I still quite like it. I think it's very inventive how they fit the first movie in with this movie, and then all the stuff with the future. I think it's very funny and entertaining to see like what they tried to guess what would be in the future. And some stuff they got right, some stuff they got wrong. The Lion King, great movie. Spaceballs. Well, I will put in great. Under Siege, I would put great. Steven Seagal's not in the film as much as you would think, but when he's there, he works very well. Tom Lee Jones and Gary Busey kind of steal the show. Erica Laniak and her titties. How can I not put in great? Oh, hi, Lucas's mom. I keep forgetting. She probably don't want to hear that stuff, so I apologize, ma'am. But I keep forgetting that. But yeah, it's a fun action movie. Again, it is interesting when you watch the film again how Steven Seagal's not in it as much as you would think. But it's still a very solid piece of entertainment. I don't want to put everything in great. Some of these films I don't remember. Like, I'll watch them, but I don't remember a whole lot about them. You know what I mean? So if you don't, wait a minute. So I might have reviewed these and I said they were great, but I don't remember them because it's been forever. Like I have so many movies I try to filter in my brain. Turtles Forever, I do enjoy. I think that was a good send off, great send off. I mean, it's sad they didn't get the voice actors of the original Turtles, and yes, I can understand if you're a fan of the '80s Ninja Turtles cartoon, they made them a little bit of a sissy. I think they could have worked on that a bit better with those characters, but being a big fan of the 2003 cartoon, it was a cool finale, and that's my favorite cartoon, so that's where my headspace was more at, and I loved it for that, for the 2003 cartoon, because it's my favorite cartoon of all time. Batman, the Beyond, with the Joker, that's a very good film, with some pretty dark turns, and solid visuals. That's one of the better Batman direct-to-video films. Same with Batman Under the Red Hood. That's very good. Great, you know. They really take the subject matter pretty seriously. Megamind, I remember having a lot of fun with the movie. I remember it being fairly entertaining. Mulan is a really great one. You know, I actually quite like iRobot. I mean, Will Smith is what Will Smith is, but I do really like it. Like iRobot I think is a very entertaining story. I remember some pretty fun action sequences. I think Alex Proyas did a pretty good job with that. I remember the first How to Train Your Dragon being pretty good for what it is. No, I do remember that being pretty good. So I think that fits. Age of Ultron I always enjoyed. I think it's the best Avengers film. I never really got the hate that it got from people. Into the Spider-Verse, it's probably my favorite Spider-Man film of all time. Tyne AE, I gotta put that in there. That is a criminally underrated movie. Just on a visual sense. The visuals and the soundtrack, the story is very simple. Story is very basic. It's not going to win any originality in terms of the script. But the visuals and the music and the entertainment factor, I think, is there. I don't think it deserved a bomb like it did. So, it is what it is. Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers, that's a childhood favorite of mine. I love that film. It's very, very nostalgic to me. I like the fact they go around the... It's weird because it's a plantation. Which I guess is Shaggy's ancestors. Wonder what else was on that plantation. A bunch of black people. They don't say that, but I mean, come on now. But I like the simple mystery. I like the side characters. The goofy sheriff. The girl that wants to hump Shaggy throughout the entire thing. And I don't know what was her cousin or like Billy Bob. Or where the fuck you're... There's like I mean, it's just really wacky side characters. And of course the Boo Brothers are a take on the Three Stooges. I'm a Three Stooges fan, so I'm a sucker for that. Finding Nemo is a great one. Has a very good emotional story to it. Transformers 1 is probably the best Transformers film I've seen. I've talked about that before. Zootopia is actually a very good film. I think it has really solid voice acting. I think, you know, the prey hunter, you know, not racism, it's the prejudice. I think it's a good story about handling prejudice without knocking against my fucking head. And I know nowadays people say, well, the only reason people like it is if they're furry. Well, I mean, I guess if you call this fur, sure, I guess I am. His beard. But no, I like it because I think it's a very well done story. I'm curious what the sequel will be. But it's Disney, so I should not be that excited about it. But I do quite like that film. I think this is the first Shrek. If it's the first Shrek, I gotta put it in there. It is a well done movie. Well, I don't have to put it in there. I'm going to put it in there though. As of right now, that's where I'm going to leave that at. Race to Witch Mountain I actually do like quite a bit. I thought that was a fun, one of The Rock's better movies. Well, do I want to put? Oh, I liked it. I won't put in great. Again, it's hard. Like great, like I get very picky. I go back and forth. I really do go back and forth. Let's go to okay. Well, actually, yeah, let's go to okay watchable. Again, these lists are always subject to change on stuff. I don't even know like how to rank some of this stuff here. Don't have to. I know I don't have to. I'm just. It's tough. Like, do I want that there? Do I want that there? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's just on the list. So ones that are just watchable. So, because I remember I still got good. I see a number of films. Okay, Barnyard, I don't remember what I felt about that film. I get confused with the Roseanne film. Which, what the fuck was that called? Home on the Range. So I don't remember my thoughts on it. I guess just for safety, I'll just put it there. Flushed Away, I remember being meh. It was there. Paranorman, I remember just being there. Coraline, thing was just there. I'm not big on The Incredibles like other people do. I don't think it's a bad film though, but I always thought it was, it's there. Monsters vs. Aliens, thought that was okay. Sinbad was okay. Looking. You know what? The first Avengers, I'll say for the third act, it's okay. I think in the middle portion where they're on that fucking one helicarrier and they're just arguing, and then Captain America and Iron Man just have to help land the fucking thing. I don't know. I was never a diehard fan of the first Avengers, even when it first came out. But I'm not going to sit here and say it sucks, but this portion of that film I do find rather boring. I used to hate Back to the Future Part 3, but as now, it's there. I mean, it does end the trilogy, to be fair. The Mummy Returns, I thought was a step down from the first one. I'll be honest, these Harry Potter films, I don't remember a fucking thing about any of them. So I have to put them in here, because I honestly do not remember anything about them. I've seen them, I think I reviewed them, but I don't remember anything about them. There you go. Transformers, that one, I thought was an okay end to that show, but I thought it still left a lot of... It left a couple stuff, loose ends, hanging. There's that one spider one that the RC was kind of like a arch enemy to, and she just disappears. Stuff like that. Brother Bear, remember being there. Treasure Planet, I don't remember having strong feelings about it. This don't piss people off. I was never a Planet of the Apes guy. I think it's okay. I don't hate the film. I remember, you maniacs, damn you all to hell. But it's okay. But I think it's just okay. That's it. I think it's just okay. It's okay. To me, it's okay. I never loved it though. I don't even know why. It's there. It's just there for me. Just how it is for me. I can't help it. Just how I feel about it. Spirit, I barely remember. Fox and the Hound, it was there. Small Soldiers, I don't hate the film, but it's kind of meh for me. It's not my favorite Joe Dante film. Honestly, I don't care if this pisses people off. I don't give a fuck. Spider-Man 2, I never go out of my way to watch that film. I never do. I'll put it there because I like Doc Ock. I think Alfred Molina does a really good job. There's a couple really solid action set pieces, but I do not like Tobey Maguire in that role. He's done other films like Brothers where he's fine. Pleasantville, I liked. I do not like him in that role. I do not like Kirsten Dunst in that role. I do not like the dialogue. I do not like the humor. I don't like the raindrops fall on my fucking head. Campiness of it. There's camp I can enjoy in other films. I did not like the way Sam Raimi did it in that film. Hell, Evil Dead 2, you say there's campy stuff. The fucking finger going like this and Bruce trying to shoot it. Got you, little sucker. I thought that was funny the way it was done in that. Here, not really. So I don't care if it pisses people off. That's the thing. I'm tired of trying to worry about pissing people off. They'll be pissed no matter what if I sugarcoat it or not. You can disagree. That's fine. I don't care. Like, we all have different opinions. Same with this. I never got the hype for Batman Master of the Phantasm. I never got the big hype for it. I never got what was so great and special about the movie. I never did. I never did. I thought it was just there. Polar Express was there. The kids look pretty creepy though. Shut up, Roosters. See, even they're getting mad that I'm doing that. Look at some of these. Prince of Egypt, I barely remember. Road to El Dorado, I thought was okay. Yeah, I put this like the higher end of okay. Like if these are just like these are kind of that reaction. But I never felt the need to rewatch it, if that makes sense. I'm trying to go look at the... I have to always go back to it. Let me go to good. I know Crocodile Dundee 2 I do like. And I do like that film. And part of me was thinking I was going to put in great. Fuck it. Crocodile Dundee 2 is pretty great. Just, I mean, that scene alone where they capture the two guys And the guy's like, "Ba. No, no, no. We're supposed to just stay here." What he asked? He wants to know if we're allowed to eat the men. And the guy goes, while the other guys like they pass out, faint. What's that stuff? That tastes good? Needs garlic. So that's yeah. The stuff at the beginning, him getting used to the city, how it becomes a bit more of an action film and shows what he can do. It's actually a pretty fun sequel. It is. So, because I actually don't mind the third one. That would put in good. I could watch it, but it's not as good as the first two. It's been a while since I've seen those Crocodile Dundee films, to be honest. It's been a long while. Never Ending Story, I don't mind. Although the title's a lie. I will say it's good to watch for the practical effects and the creativity of those effects. Bait, I like the idea. It's pretty much because of a flood, the supermarket gets filled with water, and what if there's a shark in there and people have to survive? I thought, kind of a neat idea. The characters could have been a lot better. There's some iffy CG. It's not, the best shark. I mean, Jaws. I would put The Shallows, Deep Blue Sea above it, but it's okay. Santa Claus, it's there. Zathura, I did enjoy, not as much as Jumanji though. Night Museum is fun for what it is. It's not a film I rewatch much though, but I have some fun with it. I do like Jurassic Park 3. I can admit, I mean, it's not as memorable as the first one, but to me, it's one of the only good Jurassic Park sequels. I like to see Sam Neill. It has some good special effects. It's a pretty short film, and when you watch it, like, it goes by so quick. It's like, okay, that was a movie. So it doesn't leave like a lasting impact, but I like it. I like Spaceballs. It was never my favorite Mel Brooks film, though. I think Rick Moranis is hilarious in the film. Mel Brooks, like the villains, I like more than the heroes. I mean, I don't mind Bill Pullman. John Candy, I love John Candy. I was never big on his character. I mean, there's some funny stuff in there. But I don't know if it got overplayed with me when I was a kid, into my teens. Or there's just other comedies I like more. But I do like it. That's why it's there. I like Freaky. I wouldn't say I love it, but I like the film. Same with Mighty Joe Young. Eight-Legged Freaks. I have some fun with it. Is this Scarlett Johansson? I swear there's someone like no, it's not. It's Terry Wooer. She's in that. The giant spider stuff. There's some entertaining bits with that. Definitely much more of the comedic side than the horror side, though. Big Ass Spider, I thought had some fun to it. There's some effects that aren't the best, but I thought the sense of humor was pretty entertaining. See, I do like Clash of the Titans. Some really good stop motion effects in there. Master Zorro, I just haven't seen in a long time, so I do remember liking the film. But yeah, I just haven't seen it in a while. I do like Pirates of the Caribbean. Like I said, Johnny Depp is definitely the best part. It is a bit long, though. It is pretty lengthy. I know I have to do a commentary for that. I'm like, I remember liking the film. It just, I think the film's a bit long. While Robot, I remember not minding. The first Michael Bay Transformers, it's okay. I've had a lot of these. Like Fallen Kingdom, I don't hate it like other people did. I thought the third act was kind of like a fun B movie. Dinosaur in a mansion. Had some practical effects I didn't mind. The first Ghost Rider I liked. I think it's just that the villains were lame as fuck. It gave Ghost Rider really no trouble. But I do like Ghost Rider. Incredible Hulk I like, not as much as Hulk 2003. Edward Norton does a good job. It doesn't have as much action as you would think, but when it's there, it's fun. I like the original Time Machine. I remember having fun with Ice Age, but I don't remember a whole lot about Moana. There was some fun to be had there. Emperor's New Groove as well. Hunchback, yeah. Beauty and the Beast, yeah. I don't love that as much as other people do. A Bug's Life, yeah. Lilo and Stitch I do like. It's cute. Then they fucked up in the remake. Wreck-It Ralph. Remember... You know what? I'm going to put this in watchable, okay? Sarah Silverman hurts that film a lot. I do not like Sarah Silverman. She's annoying as fuck. But I like the concept of it. So I put it in watchable. Chicken Run I remember being okay. Kung Fu Panda 2 I remember being okay. Monster House I remember being okay. The first Deadpool I liked. I liked the sequel more, actually. I always just liked Empire Strikes Back. I never loved it like other people did. I liked it. It's just the movie in the middle. There's some good stuff to it. It's just that, I don't know. That's never a movie I just see by itself. It's like, if I see that movie, it's only if it's in the part of watching the trilogy. And I liked it, but I like the other two more. Phantom Menace, I'll put in there. I like the lightsaber battles. I like the music, Duel of the Fates. I like some of the sets. I don't mind Liam Neeson and Immigrator. Darth Maul is pretty cool. But the kid sucked. I'm sorry he went through all the shit he did, but I still thought he sucked. Jar Jar Binks. When I first saw it back in the day, I thought he was funny. Nowadays, not so much. The acting at times is pretty damn stiff. The plot, I don't care about fucking tariffs. Super Mario Brothers was fun for what it is. All the little Easter egg and stuff from the games. I actually like the 90s one more because I just find that more quirky and intriguing. Monsters Inc. is cute. The Grinch, I do like. Yeah, let's put Iron Giant and Atlantis in there. Ants, I'll put like more of the high end, because I do like Ants. I actually like it more than A Bug's Life. I do like Fantastic Four. I do think the Thing, they could have done his face a bit more. I do think his face they could have done a bit better. It's a pretty standard story, but I do like that film. I would bet I would like it more than the new one coming out. Bumblebee, I did like. I put it on the high end. It is pretty much just the first movie. A human in their car, and Bumblebee saves them. Bumblebee gets caught. Bumblebee gets fucked up for a bit after being caught by the humans. It is, does follow similar beats. But I do think it's a better version of the 2007 film. Um, I do like the first Thor. It's good. It's not something I go on my way to see again. Well, that's not true. Well, no, that is true. I like the film, but I never go. I don't watch Thor right now, but it's still good. Because I think there's like higher end and lower end of the good. Team and T, I'm gonna put into the. This is like the big question mark, so I'm gonna put it right here, somewhere in the middle. Because that movie, I have so many schizophrenic points on it. You catch me one day, I'm ranting on it. You catch me another day, I'm like, oh, I like that and that part. That's a film that was here and it should have been here. It really should have. Because I like the animation in the film. I really like the atmosphere, like the way they made it look with the lighting because of the animation. Raph and Leo and them having a fight is cool scene. But the reason the fight starts is so stupid because Leo is such a hypocritical douchebag fuck-face asshole, and the fact the movie never acknowledges that is frustrating. The villains are annoying. Well, they're not annoying. They're forgettable. Mikey and Donnie have jack shit to do in that film. It's really short and it could have been long. That was the film that is better than the theatrical digital films we got afterward. But my God, it should have been a lot better. And Kevin Monroe, I don't think he's that good of a writer director. Just look at all the other films he did. Meet the Robinsons, Astro Boy. They're very lackluster films. So I think he's a big reason why that film was as good as it could have been. Uh, you know what? And great. You know what? I do like Race to Witch Mountain. I had fun with that movie. That was an entertaining adventure. This is why, Rock, you don't need to do Big Trouble in Little China, the remake. You did it. It was called Race to Witch Mountain. You played a guy who was a driver. Instead of a pickup truck, he was a cab driver. And you're an ordinary man put into an extraordinary situation. There's some fun action sequences. I put it on the lower end of great. The first Guardians of the Galaxy is the best of the group. One of the better Marvel films. That is a lot of fun. Tarzan. Some really good animation in there. I like the Phil Collins songs. How did I forget his name? Tony Goldwyn, I thought was a nice choice for Tarzan. Puss in Boots, if that's the one I'm thinking of, that was actually a really surprisingly good movie. I remember being fairly impressed with that. Because I didn't expect much, but wow, this actually had some pathos to it and some really good action sequences. Like, Puss in Boots was a nice surprise. I do like the first Kung Fu Panda. I still think that's the best one. I'll give credit to the original Toy Story. I've always liked Return of the Jedi. I was always, I do like the film. I don't know where, I'll just put it there. Yes, it has stuff like the Ewoks and stuff, but the Ewoks didn't bother me as much as other people. I love the bit with Jabba's palace. I like Luke Skywalker being a badass, kicking ass with his lightsaber. All the characters getting together and blowing up Jabba's place. I like the fight between Luke and Vader. I love the musical score during that. I wish Harrison Ford was given more to do. I like Lando Calrissian gets in on the action and blows up. I thought it was cool going inside the Death Star, and how I think that was very cool going through the inner core of it. I thought that was visually neat to see. I wish Harrison Ford had more to do, which they had to rescue him, and then he's just kind of on the planet doing little planes here and there. he wanted to be killed off. George Lucas said no. So yeah, I wish he was given more to do, but it is what it is. Batman vs. Dracula, where the hell would that go? I do like the film. You know, I put like the somewhere in there. I do think that was a pretty good movie. Scorpion King? To be honest, I was thinking like watchable, but honestly, man, the more I think about it, I'm not a fan of this movie. The more I think about it, it's like to be a lame version of Conan the Barbarian. So I'm gonna put it here. So I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put this here. That goes there. And yeah, this won't be a controversial bit of business. God, I won't even know where to rank all this. So the best, I put Predator 2, Predator 1, Tremors, Jaws, Crocodile Dundee, Alien, Happy Gilmore, Twister, Tremors 2, Indiana Jones Trilogy, RoboCop, Terminator, Back to the Future, Deep Blue Sea, WALL-E, Aladdin, the original Star Wars, Jurassic Park, Batman, Home Alone, Rush Hour, and Shaun of the Dead. Great, I put Turtles Forever, Crocodile Dundee 2, Titan AE, Mummy, Punisher 2, Jumanji, the fourth Indiana Jones film, The Rundown, The Goonies, Willy Wonka, Wizard of Oz, Anaconda, Sonic, Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers. Fuck yeah, I'm putting that there just for nostalgia. I don't give a fuck, it's my list. I really like that film. Well, I mean, I'm not going to say it. It's here. Here's the thing. You may come at me with a day, let's say 2 months from now. You may say, what film do you like more? Crocodile Dundee 2 or, I don't know, fucking one of these. I may be like, I may like Deadpool more. Well, wait a minute, you put in good, but you put that in great. Yeah, I know, because movies could be fleeting. Some of these movies, I like them both, but they're two different films. It depends what mood I'm in. Am I in the mood for Ryan Reynolds type of comedy, or am I in the mood for more Crocodile Dundee type of comedy? And the stuff that I feel right now. So take that for you will. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.